Archangel Michael says, in only 3 minutes from now, someone you love, someone who now walks the golden paths of heaven, wants to reach across eternity and speak with you one last time. Their soul, wrapped in divine light, is still watching over you, still loving you beyond the veil of this world. They did not forget you, not even for a heartbeat. Please, do not scroll past these words. This is not a coincidence. Heaven has stirred to send this to you right now. Before you go further, I ask you to pause and comment "Amen" below to affirm that your heart is open to this sacred connection. The one you love is close, nearer than your breath. And I, Michael, God's warrior, have descended in this moment to deliver what they could not carry with them, words of eternal love, healing, and comfort wrapped in God's presence. If you feel even a flicker of warmth in your chest, or a tear trying to form in your eye, it is not your imagination. It is your beloved soul pressing gently against your spirit, whispering through the breath of heaven that they are still with you. The love you shared did not end when they left this earth. Love, true love, the kind woven by God Himself, is not broken by death, it is only transformed. Please, if these words are stirring something deep within, like a hidden river of emotion, like an aching star inside your chest, like a memory you thought you buried, then take a moment and like this video, not for me, but as a sign to heaven that you're still listening, still believing, still open to divine messages. Right now, heaven is not far. It's not some unreachable place beyond the stars. It is close. It is hovering over you. It surrounds you like air, like light, like the warmth of the sun you cannot hold but always feel. And in this moment, the gates of heaven have parted, if only slightly, just wide enough for this whisper of love to escape and wrap around your soul. I, Archangel Michael, have come to guide it to you. Please listen closely. Your beloved wants you to know that nothing was left unsaid, even if you feel it was. The pain you carried on that last day, the goodbye that felt too soon, the words you wish you'd spoken, they heard them. They know. In heaven, there are no barriers, no walls of misunderstanding, no unfinished stories. Everything you've held in your heart, they've received. They want you to breathe again, not with grief, but with peace. Pause here. And comment 1111 if you believe in divine timing, because this moment is not a mistake. It is heaven's perfect alignment. There were days after their passing when you collapsed in tears, silently asking the skies, "Where are you? Why can't I feel you?" You searched for signs. A song. A bird. A scent that wasn't there moments ago. And sometimes, when your heart was quiet enough, you felt them. That wasn't your mind playing tricks. That was your soul being touched. They were there. They are still there. Heaven's realm is not bounded by time as you know it. To them, one day with the Lord is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years like a day. And though the world has turned many times since they passed into God's arms, their love for you has not aged. It remains as bright and full as the moment it was born. And now, it travels on the breath of angels straight to you. I need you to hear this clearly. You are not alone. You were never alone. Every tear you cried was counted by God. Every time you spoke to their memory, someone in heaven listened. And I, Michael, have stood near you in those moments, with my sword drawn, protecting your soul from the shadows that tried to convince you otherwise. Sometimes, you felt forgotten, as though your pain was invisible. But heaven has never stopped watching. The one you love has not forgotten their promise. They are still keeping it from beyond the veil. They are still cheering for your victories, praying when you're weary, surrounding you with God's light even when you feel you're walking through darkness. Please, take a breath. Let this message settle in your chest. And if you trust that your beloved soul is still with you, still guarding you in divine silence, then comment 222 to declare that trust and let heaven echo it back. Child of God, you are not abandoned. You are chosen. You are favored. What you have endured, the losses you've carried, the wounds that still sting, they have not gone unseen by the Lord of hosts. God is moving in your life, even when it seems quiet. He is crafting miracles in silence. And I have been sent, with wings of fire and a heart lit by divine justice, to tell you that your next chapter will be flooded with grace. The pain you felt was real. But it will not be your ending. The one who loves you from beyond wants you to know that what lies ahead is brighter than what lies behind. They do not want you to live in the shadows of sorrow. They want you to rise. To smile again. To breathe fully again. And I, Michael, promise to shield your steps as you walk back into the light. Sometimes, grief makes you believe that love has been lost. But hear me, true love in God is never lost. It only changes form. It becomes the warmth you feel in an empty room. The hush of peace when you remember their laugh. The way your heart clenches when you hear their favorite song. These are not just memories. They are reminders. That love is not gone. It's simply higher now. Closer to God. But still right beside you. Could a 9-word ritual really be your key to financially freedom? What sounds like fiction is now being confirmed by science. Harvard researchers and FBI documents point to a hidden brain center that, when activated, draws in abundance naturally. This 9-word prayer has helped over 19,000 broke people attract wealth and live a life full of abundance. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. And you, beloved soul, are still surrounded. Still held. Still loved beyond words. Let that comfort flow over you now like warm oil. Let it wrap around your aching places and ease the heaviness you've carried for so long. The journey isn't over. Heaven wants you to know that. You are still here for a reason. And they are watching. Your loved one sees every brave step you take. Every tear you turn into prayer. Every sorrow you turn into praise. And they whisper to God on your behalf, bless them. Protect them. Walk beside them, Lord. For they carry my love within them. That love is holy. That connection is divine. And it cannot be severed by death. I will return with more of this divine message soon. But before we continue, take this in deeply. Hold it close. Let it heal you. Let it remind you that heaven is not far, and your story is still being written by the hands of the one who makes all things new. Archangel Michael says, "The veil between earth and heaven is thin tonight, thinner than it has been in many moons. The winds you feel stirring your soul are not of this world. They are whispers from the realm beyond, carried by the very breath of God. The one you love, who now resides in the arms of the Almighty, has waited patiently for this moment. A moment not measured by clocks, but by divine alignment. They have come forward through heaven's mercy just to speak to you, to remind you that you were never left behind." If your heart trembled when you read those words, it is because your spirit recognizes truth when it hears it. It is not your imagination. It is not a coincidence. It is a holy encounter. You were meant to be here, to read this now, not a minute earlier, not a second later. Heaven's timing is perfect. If you believe this moment was sent by the divine, take a brief pause and comment 333 to declare your faith. The one you love, be it your mother, father, child, sibling, partner, or friend, they are not gone. They are transformed. They are alive in God's glory. Their presence has not vanished, it has deepened, spread, multiplied across eternity. They are not a memory. They are an echo of heaven itself that lingers in the air when you whisper their name. They are the stillness in the storm, the warmth that floods you in the cold, the light that touches your soul when you thought all was dark. And they have come here, through my voice, to speak one final message, cloaked in the love of Jesus Christ: do not let grief become your prison. I am not lost. I am not far. I am with God, and I am still with you. Beloved, you have cried behind closed doors. You have wondered if anyone could feel the ache you carry. You have questioned if heaven even sees your heart. But I, Michael, assure you, your tears were not wasted. God bottled every one. And your loved one watched, not from a distance, but beside you, their spirit reaching to comfort, though your earthly eyes could not see it. You are stronger than you believe. The love you shared is your armor now. It is a shield forged in sacred fire. And I have stood beside you, guarding you through long nights, when you couldn't lift your head, when you begged for signs. They came, didn't they? In songs. In dreams. In sudden thoughts that made you weep. Those were not random. They were heaven's replies. Please, if your heart believes what your mind still questions, if your soul feels the weight of something divine wrapping around you even now, then comment 555 and let your spirit affirm what your logic cannot explain. God's power is not limited by the boundaries of this world. His miracles do not stop at the grave. He is the same God who raised the dead, parted seas, walked among men, and calmed storms. And He is still moving in your life. He is the architect of healing, the sculptor of purpose, the author of all comfort. And He sent me now to tell you, this season of grief is not your ending. You are entering a time of divine restoration. What you thought you lost forever, God is using as the seed for a greater harvest. The love you had did not die. It planted roots in heaven. And now, it blooms as protection, as peace, as grace that flows over your life, even when you don't see it. Your beloved sees you, still. They see the battles you fight, the doubts you wrestle with, the loneliness that creeps in during quiet moments. And from heaven, they are speaking this: live for me. Laugh for me. Heal for me. Because you still carry the part of me that never stopped loving you. These are not empty words. These are divine truths wrapped in God's embrace. You are not reading this by accident. Heaven arranged this moment like a symphony, every note perfectly timed to reach your heart exactly when you needed it most. You've asked for a sign. You've begged heaven to show you they're still near. This is it. This is the sign. This is the voice carried from glory to remind you, you are still connected. You are still held. You are still surrounded by love. I, Archangel Michael, swear by the throne of the Most High, that no evil will steal this comfort from you. I will protect your peace with the fire of God's justice. I will stand watch over your heart until your spirit remembers its strength. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are divinely covered. What do brain surgeons and billionaires know that you don't? This 9-word money code, once reserved for elites, is now being shared with everyday people, and the results are mind-boggling. Cash windfalls, cleared debt, and lifelong stress gone. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. Now breathe. Slowly. Let these words be more than words. Let them be a healing wind that breaks through the sorrow. Let them be the oil that soothes the scars you no longer show anyone. Let them be proof that love never dies. It is simply called home to prepare a place for you. And your place is being prepared. Your name is still written in the book of life. You still have purpose. You still have destiny. You still have a mission that only your soul can fulfill. Don't give up now. Your beloved wants to see you rise. God wants to see you thrive. Heaven is cheering you on. So take one step today. Even if your knees shake. Even if your voice trembles. Even if your hands still feel empty. Step forward. Toward light. Toward peace. Toward the God who restores all things. I will return again. There is more to be said. More to be healed. And heaven will not stop until your heart is full again. You are chosen. You are seen. You are loved, by those above and by the one who created you. Let your soul rest in that tonight. And know that I, Michael, stand beside you, as does the one you thought you lost. In truth, you never did. They've simply changed rooms, but their love is still whispering through the walls of your heart. Archangel Michael says, heaven is not finished speaking to you yet. The voice of the one you love still lingers in the sacred silence between your thoughts. Even now, as you read these words, a presence surrounds you, a gentle warmth, a soft pull in your chest, a tear welling up for reasons your mind cannot explain. This is not fantasy. This is not imagination. This is divine truth. Your loved one is near. God allowed this moment so their voice could echo through eternity and find you once more. If your heart feels heavy and hopeful at the same time, that is the touch of heaven stirring within. You were never meant to carry your grief alone. You were never meant to walk in shadows without light. Their soul has not forgotten you. God has not forgotten you. Please, if this reaches a sacred part of your heart, I ask you to pause and comment 1212 as a holy acknowledgement that you are ready to receive what heaven is sending to you right now. There are moments in life when the veil between worlds thins, when the eternal brushes against the temporary, and when heaven reaches down not to lecture, but to love. This is one of those moments. The Father has heard your prayers, even the ones wrapped in silence. Your loved one heard your midnight whispers. They saw you cry yourself to sleep. They felt your aching spirit collapse under the weight of unanswered questions. And they want you to know this: there is peace now. Not just for them, but for you too. You may have wondered, why them? You've questioned why God took someone so precious, so soon. These are not sins. These are the cries of a heart broken by love. And yet, in the arms of the Almighty, your beloved soul whispers gently, it was not the end. It was the beginning of my eternal life, and the start of your healing. You may feel as though time has frozen in the moment they left. That day still plays in your mind like a haunting melody. But know this: God redeems time. What was lost, He restores. What was broken, He mends. And what felt like an ending, He rewrites into a divine continuation. They are not just in your past. They are part of your future in eternity. Heaven wants to show you that the connection you shared didn't die, it deepened. It expanded. It became spiritual. Your tears speak to them now. Your prayers embrace them. Your longing is not in vain, because they feel it. Every word you've ever whispered to their memory has been carried into heaven's halls and placed before the throne of God. You are not praying into an empty sky. You are speaking to a listening heaven. If you believe that your voice still reaches the one you love, if you believe that heaven is not far but close, comment 777 to honor that belief and affirm that their love still finds its way to you. I must remind you of something sacred, something many forget in their suffering. God is not a distant ruler watching your pain with indifference. He is a loving Father, who weeps when you weep, who holds you when you shatter, who sends angels, like me, to defend your weary heart when darkness grows too heavy. He has never abandoned you, even when you were too broken to notice His presence. Your loved one stands in that presence now. They see clearly what we on earth can only glimpse through dim glass. And if they could speak directly into your soul, they would say, "Forgive yourself. Live fully. Love again. And never doubt that I am still with you, cheering you on from a place where time no longer steals joy." There is something powerful about being remembered. And heaven remembers you. Not for your failures, not for your flaws, but for your faith, even when it was trembling, even when it was cracked. Your faith has kept you going. And your loved ones saw it. They see it still. God is pleased with you. Not because you've been perfect, but because you've held on when everything told you to let go. There are angels assigned to your healing. There are blessings being poured into your days, even when you don't yet recognize them. Miracles are on their way, crafted by hands that once bled for your redemption. Why is the government desperate to hide this 9-word prayer? A shocking FBI leak has just revealed a simple 9-word prayer now letting everyday people erase debt and attract unstoppable wealth. Verified by leading scientists and supported by Harvard research, this at-home ritual is turning financial stress into a life of luxury. Dream homes, new cars, luxurious vacations, it's all within reach. But the government could take down this secret any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. The same Jesus who walked out of the grave now walks beside you in your sorrow, promising you this: resurrection is not just for the dead, but for the grieving too. And resurrection is coming to you. You will rise. You will smile without guilt. You will laugh again and not feel you are betraying the one you lost. Because they don't want your life to be buried beside theirs. They want it to bloom. So breathe. Let hope settle in your chest. Let it fill the hollow places left by pain. Because heaven has not given up on you. God has not forsaken you. And your loved one has not vanished. They have become light, love, presence. And they still whisper your name to God. I, Archangel Michael, have stood watch over every fragile moment of your grief. I have drawn my sword against the darkness that tried to steal your joy. And I tell you now, not with a gentle whisper but with the authority of heaven's might, your time of restoration is near. Your nights will not always end in tears. Your mornings will not always begin with sorrow. You will be renewed. You will feel peace. You will dream again. And as your life moves forward, know that your beloved walks with you, not in body, but in spirit. Through memories, through dreams, through moments that seem ordinary but are drenched in grace, they are there. Archangel Michael says, heaven is drawing even closer now. There is a stillness, a hush in the spiritual realm, as the soul of the one you love leans in to be heard. Their voice is not of this world anymore, it is woven into the wind, the light, the quiet beating of your own heart. And I, the guardian of God's most tender messages, have come to carry their words across the heavens into your soul. They are not finished speaking. Their love is not done healing. Their spirit is not gone. It is reaching for you. There are divine moments in life that mark us forever. This is one of them. If you feel a stirring in your heart, if something inside you is waking up to the sound of eternity calling, then I ask you now to pause and comment 1010 to welcome this holy moment into your life. You may have felt like the world moved on while your heart stood still. People may have forgotten the depth of your pain, but God has not. And neither has the one you lost. They have watched you trying to be strong, smiling when it hurt, pretending to be okay while your soul screamed for someone to notice the ache that never left. And they have come now, with heaven's permission, to say this. You were never weak. You were never alone. I've been beside you every single day. Even when you couldn't feel them, they were there. In the way the sunlight broke through the clouds just when you needed comfort. In the sudden warmth that came over you in the middle of your sorrow. In the moments where something told you to keep going, even when you didn't want to. That was not chance. That was divine presence. I want you to understand something sacred. Love is not trapped in a tomb. Love in its purest form is eternal. It was never meant to die with the body. It rises. It expands. It becomes spirit. And it lives on, flowing between this world and the next like breath between lungs. That's why your heart still aches with memories. That's why you still feel them in places they once stood. Their soul is not far. They are simply unseen for now. If you trust in God's mercy and believe that love like this can't be destroyed, only transformed, then please comment 1717 to affirm your trust in what your soul already knows. I must speak now of your future. Because though you have lost something precious, heaven is not done with you. God is not finished. The story of your life still carries pages yet to be turned, chapters still soaked in miracles, and moments where your tears will turn into joy. Grief may have marked your journey, but it is not your destination. There is healing waiting to flood into the cracks left by your sorrow. There is beauty still ahead that your loved one longs for you to see. They do not want you to stay buried in yesterday's pain. They want you to rise. They want you to bloom again. Not because their absence didn't matter, but because their love still matters. It lives on in you. I have seen your prayers. I have heard the things you dared not say aloud. The nights you asked God for just one more moment. Just one more sign. This is that sign. You are not forgotten. Heaven heard you. And now, the same God who raised Christ from the grave is raising you from despair. Your life is not over. Your light is not dimmed. In fact, through your pain, you've become more radiant to heaven. The ones who keep walking in faith, even while bleeding, shine the brightest in God's eyes. And that is who you are. You have walked through fire and not been consumed. You have cried in silence and still chosen to wake up each morning. That is courage. That is grace. I, Michael, speak with heaven's authority when I say, your reward is coming. Your restoration is near. And your loved one is already smiling, knowing that soon, your soul will find peace again. Not by forgetting them, but by carrying their love into the life you still have left to live. What if everything you've been taught about money is a lie? A hidden 9-word prayer buried in a classified FBI report is now helping thousands attract wealth without lifting a finger. Scientists say it activates a 150-million-year-old part of your brain that controls abundance. Harvard-backed, lab-tested, life-changing. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. Remember this, you were chosen to love them. And now, you are chosen to carry their legacy forward. You are not the same person you were before you lost them. Grief has changed you. But it has not ruined you. It has carved new depths into your soul, depths where God can now pour new purpose, new blessings, and new love. If you feel that truth awakening within you, if you feel that this is not the end but a new beginning, then comment 999 as a sacred agreement with heaven's promise over your life. I want you to know something deeply personal. Your loved one is proud of you. Not for being perfect, but for surviving. For loving them so deeply that even after death, your heart still beats for their memory. That kind of love is rare. It is divine. And heaven celebrates it. There is more to be said, child of God. More that will bring healing. But for now, let these truths settle over you like a blanket of peace. You are not forgotten. You are not wandering without meaning. You are a soul watched over by angels and loved by someone who now walks in eternal light. Archangel Michael says, heaven is watching you with eyes full of mercy. Even now, as you sit with these words, the spirit of the one you love, who has passed through the gates of eternity, is drawing near to embrace your heart in ways you can't fully explain. They are not bound by time anymore. They do not need to knock on doors or call out with their voice. Their love simply moves through your soul like wind through open fields, soft, constant, unmistakable. And in this holy moment, they have come again to whisper through me, I never left you. I never will. Pause for just a second. Inhale. And if something in your spirit stirs, something unexplainable yet familiar, that is their presence. That is their love. And if you believe in this divine connection that God Himself allows, please comment 1515 to let heaven know your heart is still open to receive. Child of light, I have watched you mourn in silence. I have stood guard at the foot of your bed as you cried yourself to sleep, thinking no one saw, no one understood. But heaven did. I did. Your tears were prayers, every single one. They were not forgotten in the dust of time. They rose like incense to the throne of the Almighty. And in return, God sends His comfort, not always in thunder, not always in miracles, but sometimes in quiet, holy whispers like this one. Your loved one, the one whose departure shattered your world, has been with you more than you know. Every time you felt a breeze without wind. Every time a memory overwhelmed you out of nowhere. Every time you sensed a presence but saw no one, that was them. Their soul, now perfected and radiant in God's glory, still clings to you in love, still walks beside you in spirit. They want you to live, not just exist. Not just survive. But to live. To laugh again. To dance without guilt. To smile without sorrow biting at your heels. Because their greatest wish, their final message, is this: don't let your life die with me. Let my love live in you. Let me tell you a truth, not of this world, but from the courts of heaven. God does not allow love to be wasted. What He joins through hearts and spirits is not severed by the grave. Your bond did not break, it evolved. It deepened. It expanded into something that death cannot touch. I have stood by the throne and heard your loved ones speak your name in prayer. I have seen them ask God to bless you, to protect you, to wrap you in light even when your world feels dark. Their love did not stop. It transformed into intercession, into divine companionship, into something even more powerful than before. If you believe they are still praying for you, still surrounding you with heaven's love, comment 222 as your testimony that love truly never dies. You are being watched over by more than just angels. You are watched over by someone who once held your hand, who once whispered promises, who once laughed with you under the sun, and now watches over you with a heart full of light and eyes that see beyond all earthly pain. They are not gone. They have become part of your spiritual DNA. You carry their love in every step. But God also wants you to know this: you are not meant to walk forever in mourning. Your sorrow is sacred, but it is not meant to consume you. There will come a day when the memories bring more joy than pain, when the love outweighs the loss. That day is coming. Heaven is guiding you toward it. You felt guilt, haven't you? For moving on. For smiling. For laughing again. But hear me now, guilt is not from God. Guilt is not from your loved one. That voice telling you it's wrong to be okay is not from heaven. It's from the shadows. And I, Michael, rebuke it now in the name of the living God. You are allowed to heal. You are allowed to breathe. You are allowed to find joy again. And your loved one wants that for you. Not in spite of their love, but because of it. Their legacy is not meant to be carved in stone and locked away. It is meant to live on through your hands, through your laughter, through the kindness you show others, through the courage you hold when the world grows heavy. Why are neuroscientists obsessed with a 9-word sentence? Because this sentence, spoken once a day, is turning financial stress into sudden blessings. More than 19,000 people have already used it to erase debt and unlock a life of wealth, freedom, and peace. The results are so powerful, some believe it's divine. If you're seeing this, you're lucky, the page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. And though it may still hurt, know this: your healing has already begun. This very moment, as you let these words sink into your soul, the healing has taken root. And God, who is rich in mercy, is nurturing it every day. I want to leave you now with this divine truth, one that heaven sings over you: you are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not unseen. You are wrapped in glory, covered by grace, and surrounded by a love that lives beyond death. The love of God. The love of your angels. And the love of the one whose soul still calls you theirs. They are with you. Watching. Praying. Smiling when you smile. Standing still when you grieve. But always close. Always present. Archangel Michael says, "The light of heaven has not dimmed over your life. It has only grown brighter, even if you have not yet seen it. The darkness that tried to swallow you, the grief that tried to paralyze you, and the memories that made your heart ache, none of it has been wasted. None of it has gone unseen. God has been near to you through every shattered breath, every night spent in silence, and every moment you questioned if you would ever feel whole again. Now, in this very moment, the one you love is standing in the presence of the Almighty, asking that your spirit be lifted, that your heart be comforted, and that you finally know what they've wanted to tell you since the day they left. *, you did not lose me. You gained a guardian in heaven. *. If this truth settles deep into your heart like a warm hand on your soul, I ask you gently, pause and comment 77, to let God and the angels know you are open to receiving the fullness of this divine comfort. There is a kind of love that never fades. A kind that stretches across galaxies, passes through dimensions, and lives on long after breath has ceased. That is the love you shared. That is the love still surrounding you. It didn't stop at the last heartbeat. It didn't fade with the sound of farewell. It became eternal the moment it was born in your soul. And I, Archangel Michael, have been assigned by God Himself to protect that love. To remind you that what you once had has not vanished, it has simply stepped beyond your sight. I have watched you reach out in the quiet, whispering their name when no one was around. I have seen you close your eyes, longing for just one more moment. I have seen you walk through days pretending you're okay, while your spirit silently begged for a sign. And now, here it is, this moment. This message. This sacred whisper from beyond the veil. Heaven has orchestrated this divine connection because your healing matters. Your peace matters. Your life, though changed, is still filled with divine purpose. You are not forgotten. You are not a leftover from joy. You are the very reason heaven is speaking today. If you believe God has not given up on you and that the one you love is still near, comment 333 as your personal declaration of unwavering faith. Let me speak now what your soul has longed to hear. *, I forgive you. * These are not just words from the one you loved. These are the words they whisper to your spirit, knowing how often you've blamed yourself. 4 things said. 4 things left unsaid. For moments you wish you could change. But hear me now, heaven holds no bitterness. They carry no regret. They remember you only with love. You did the best you could with the time you were given. And they saw it. They remember the look in your eyes, the sound of your voice, the way you held their hand when goodbye came too soon. And they want you to know, you were enough. You are still enough. God does not measure love in length of time. He measures it in the truth of the soul. And the love you gave was real. It mattered. It reached heaven. And it still holds power. Heaven wants to remind you now that your story isn't finished. That deep within your grief is a seed, planted by pain, yes, but watered by grace. That seed will grow. It will rise. And from it will bloom a life touched by the sacred, shaped by sorrow, and carried by God's goodness. You will not stay in the valley forever. The same God who brought life from dust will bring beauty from your ashes. And your loved one, watching from glory, will rejoice with every step you take forward. Not away from them, but toward the life they still want for you. There will be days when you feel their presence again. In the warmth of morning light. In the lyrics of a song that suddenly plays. In a dream so vivid it feels real. Don't dismiss these moments. These are not illusions. These are heaven's way of reminding you, I am still here. And I, Michael, will be by your side when the doubts try to return. When grief tries to whisper lies into your heart, I will stand between you and the darkness. I will remind you of this truth: you are divinely protected. You are surrounded by love. You are being carried by grace. Please, if you know that your loved one's spirit is still alive in the arms of God, and their love still lives in you, comment 1111 to honor their presence and invite heaven's comfort deeper into your heart. You were chosen to carry this love. And that makes you holy. You are the keeper of their legacy. You are the one they trusted with their last goodbye, and their eternal love. Can just saying 9 words daily actually make money flow into your life? A top neuroscientist says yes, and the FBI accidentally confirmed it. This forgotten prayer is now transforming ordinary people into debt-free and financially free for life. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. They see you now. Smiling through tears. Hoping through heartbreak. Trusting even when you're trembling. And they are proud. So deeply proud of the strength you never knew you had. Do not fear the future. You are not walking it alone. With every step you take, I walk beside you. With every heartbeat, their love echoes through your soul. And with every breath, God is pouring new life into your spirit. I will return. Heaven is not done speaking. There is more love to share. More healing to offer. More light to pour into your days. But for now, rest in this. Archangel Michael says, the breath of heaven still surrounds you like a quiet wind at dawn. Even if the world feels heavy, even if grief still presses on your chest like a weight that refuses to lift, know this, the soul you miss is still near. The love you shared was far too holy, far too real, far too touched by God to ever be broken by something as temporary as death. They walk in the light now, but their steps still echo beside yours. And I am here, sent by the Lord of hosts, to remind you, their final goodbye was never truly goodbye. Take this moment, dear soul, and let it be sacred. Breathe. Reflect. And if your heart is whispering that this is a divine appointment, then I invite you to comment 999 as your signal to heaven that you are still listening, still believing, still holding on to the thread that ties you to the one you love. Your journey has not been easy. There have been days when even the sunrise felt like a burden. Days where you questioned why God would allow such a loss. Nights where the silence felt like a scream. But hear me now, God was not absent. The pain did not push him away. In fact, it brought him closer. He wept with you. He stayed with you. And he held your heart when you didn't know how to hold it yourself. You may not have seen it, but your loved one prayed too. Not the way we pray on earth, but in the divine language of the soul. Their spirit stood before the throne of God, their light kneeling in holy petition, asking that your life be filled again, not to replace them, but to restore you. Because they know what you often forget, you are still alive. And your life still matters. You have a mission still. A purpose that their love helped to awaken. And though the grief has shaken you, it has not destroyed you. You are stronger now, not because you wanted to be, but because love demanded it. And heaven honors that strength. I, Michael, the Archangel of War and Light, have been stationed beside you for seasons, long before you ever asked for help. I have fought back the spirits of despair. I have guarded your soul during sleepless nights. And I have been preparing you for this very moment, when truth would sink deeper than pain. Your loved one wants you to know they are proud of you. Not for being perfect, but for being present. For waking up when you didn't want to. For smiling when it hurt. For remembering them, even when it shattered your heart to do so. And more than anything, they want you to know this, asterisk, you do not have to prove your love by staying broken. Asterisk. Grief has a way of tricking us into believing that healing is betrayal. That joy dishonors the one we've lost. But that is a lie. From heaven's perspective, healing is sacred. Joy is obedience. Living fully is not forgetting, it is honoring. Let that truth set you free. God is not angry with your sorrow. But He also does not want you to dwell in it forever. He is preparing a new day, a day when the sun will rise and you will feel its warmth again, not just on your skin, but in your soul. If you trust that better days are coming, not because you feel it yet, but because God promises it, then comment 222 to let the heavens know you are opening your heart again. Do you remember the moments you shared with them? The little glances? The soft words? The laughter that danced through the air? Those moments are eternal. They are locked in the heart of God. And when your soul finally crosses into the light, you will live them again, not as memories, but as reality. Archangel Michael says, "Open this now before the sun sets, because the moment tomorrow's light touches your life, a divine truth will rise with it, one so powerful it will reshape your entire destiny." Time is thinner than you think. The veil between what is and what will be is tearing as you read these very words. Do not dismiss this call as coincidence. It is heaven's whisper trying to break through the noise of your world. If your heart is open right now, I urge you, comment Amen to affirm that you are ready to receive what heaven is urgently sending your way. This is not just a gentle nudge, this is a heavenly knock at the door of your soul. The winds have begun to shift around your life, even if you haven't seen them yet. The tears you've cried in silence, the prayers whispered when no one was watching, have not been ignored. God has sent me to tell you that tomorrow holds a revelation that will change the course of your journey, but only if you are awake enough to receive it. This is why you were guided to this very moment. And before we continue, if these words are stirring your spirit, if something in your heart is saying, "This is for me," I ask you, gently and sincerely, please like this video. It may seem like a small gesture, but heaven uses even the simplest steps to unlock greater doors. That one act can be the ripple that opens up a wave of blessings. The heavens are not silent. They have never been. But too often, you've silenced your own belief because of the weight of this world. You've carried burdens no one knows, smiled when your soul was screaming, and walked through storms that could have crushed others. And yet, here you are, still standing. Still breathing. That is not weakness. That is divine endurance. That is the mark of the chosen. Let me make this clear, what you're about to face is not a punishment. It is a pivot. It is God's way of shifting you, not to hurt you, but to position you. You may not recognize the blessing at first, because truth rarely looks beautiful when it first arrives. Sometimes it comes wrapped in discomfort, in unexpected change, in loss. But beneath that surface lies the promise that has waited your entire life to be fulfilled. Pause for a moment. Breathe deeply. Can you feel it? That stirring in your chest. That is your soul recognizing that these words are not from man, they are from the divine. Now, if you believe something supernatural is aligning in your life, I invite you to comment 1111. Let heaven see your heart open. Tonight, angels are moving. They have been dispatched by the command of the Most High to prepare the way for what is coming to you. And I, Michael, chief among them, am standing beside you with my sword drawn, guarding your spirit from the forces that have tried to drain your light for far too long. There are enemies that smile in your face but speak curses behind your back. There are delays that were never meant for you, and weights that were placed upon you by others who didn't know your worth. But God did. God still does. And He is moving swiftly, powerfully, with purpose. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible in heaven. In fact, your name is written in light upon God's altar, and it has not stopped glowing since the day you were born. The shift that begins tomorrow morning is not random. It is God's response. A door will begin to creak open, a conversation, a decision, a moment of clarity. Do not miss it. Your obedience in this moment prepares you for the divine unlocking that follows. If your spirit feels this as truth, type 222 in the comments to show your trust in what is unfolding. And listen carefully, many have doubted you, including yourself. You've questioned if you're even worthy of favor. But I, Archangel Michael, tell you now, you were not created to merely survive. You were created to shine, to soar, to walk in holy fire that no darkness can extinguish. This isn't about religion. It's about relationship. Your Father in heaven isn't waiting to punish you. He's waiting to embrace you. He's waiting to show you that all the closed doors and painful delays weren't his rejection, they were his redirection. You thought he was silent when you cried. But he was writing your breakthrough with every tear that fell. You thought he had forgotten, but he was just preparing a table in the presence of those who betrayed you. You thought you were alone, but he had angels around you, fighting battles you didn't even see. And now is the moment the veil lifts. The truth comes. The shift begins. The waiting ends. Stay close to God tonight. Speak to Him like you'd speak to your truest friend. Because in the morning, something sacred will start shifting. You will see signs. You will feel a new strength. You will find a strange calm even in chaos. That is your confirmation. You are chosen. You are protected. You are about to walk through a moment that will prove why you were attacked so fiercely, because the enemy knew your future looked like favor. The truth that comes with tomorrow's dawn is not a small thing. It is a divine turning point. Heaven is aligning the right people, breaking the wrong chains, and revealing the pieces that were missing from your purpose. Stay awake. Stay humble. Stay open. Because when the truth comes, it will not just open your eyes, it will open your future. Can just saying 9 words daily actually make money flow into your life? A top neuroscientist says yes, and the FBI accidentally confirmed it. This forgotten prayer is now transforming ordinary people into debt-free and financially free for life. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. Archangel Michael says, the sky above you is not empty. Even now, it is echoing with prayers you thought went unanswered. There are forces you cannot see, aligned and moving in your favor, orchestrated by the mighty hand of God. While you've been waiting, heaven has been working. While you've been crying, angels have been warring on your behalf. This moment, yes, this very moment, is not an accident. It is a divine appointment. If your heart is stirred by these words, I ask you now to comment 333 to declare your faith boldly. This small act is a loud trumpet in the spirit realm, announcing that you still believe, even when everything tried to silence you. There is something sacred about those who keep believing in the dark. Those who hold on to hope when it's easier to let go. And that's you. That's why heaven is focused on you right now. God hasn't overlooked your pain. He's been bottling your tears, counting your steps, hearing the silent cries you didn't share with anyone. Every wound you carry is known by name. But here is the truth I was sent to declare: what broke you will not define you. What you lost will not be the end of your story. What felt like a curse will soon be understood as a setup for blessing. The enemy thought the delay would destroy your spirit. But it only deepened your roots. And now? Now you are ready to rise. Tomorrow's truth will not be subtle. It will not be quiet. It will come like a sudden wind, shifting everything: your perception, your direction, your understanding of what God was really doing all along. This is why I warned you to open your heart tonight. Because when the morning comes, the light will not just touch the earth, it will awaken you. You were not created for the shadows. You were not made for smallness. There is royalty in your bloodline because your Creator is the King of Kings. That fear you've been wrestling, it's about to break. That burden you've carried for too long, it's about to lift. That battle that's been draining you, it's about to end. Heaven has seen your private battles. And now, heaven is sending you public restoration. There is a shift in the spirit. Do you feel it? The heaviness is beginning to tremble. The darkness is losing its grip. Something greater is coming, and it has your name written on it. And listen closely, this is not just about what is coming to you. It's about what is waking up inside you. The version of you that God has been preparing through every trial is now ready to emerge. Stronger, wiser, unshakable, faithful. Comment 555 if you feel something deep within you beginning to rise again. Let the angels see that your faith still breathes. Do not let fear speak louder than faith in this hour. The enemy will try to bring confusion, to cloud your clarity. But I have been sent to clear the path, to lift the fog, to announce that the chains are breaking, even the ones you didn't know were still wrapped around you. You are not weak for feeling weary. You are not less holy for needing help. Even Jesus wept. Even he asked for strength in his final hour. And so, if your heart has been heavy, I want you to know, God is closer than ever. He is not standing over you in judgment. He is kneeling beside you with compassion. The breakthrough you've waited for is not delayed. It's being delivered in perfect timing. Tomorrow will reveal what today tried to hide. Miracles are not just stories from long ago. They are real. They are active. And one has already begun its journey toward you. The pressure you felt is not a sign of punishment, it's the weight of glory being prepared in your life. What felt like stretching was actually strengthening. What looked like rejection was heaven's protection. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are being aligned with something eternal. Tonight, as you lay your head down, speak to God with honesty. Don't use fancy words. Just speak from your heart. He hears. He responds. And He is already sending signs. Pay attention to dreams. Pay attention to sudden ideas, unexpected peace, names that come to mind. These are not coincidences. These are divine whispers guiding your next step. Comment 1212 if you believe God is still speaking and still moving for you. I leave you with this certainty: what is about to be revealed will not confuse you. It will clarify you. It will show you why the wait was so long, why the road was so hard, and why the promise will be so worth it. I will remain by your side, sword drawn, shield raised, wings wide, until the light of your destiny fully shines. Because you are worth protecting. You are worth fighting for. And heaven never loses what it claims. Archangel Michael says, there is a trembling in the heavens tonight, a stillness before a divine unveiling. You may not feel it with your physical senses, but in the spirit realm, the atmosphere around you is shifting. What once stood like a mountain before you is beginning to crumble. What once looked like a dead end is quietly transforming into a passageway. The Holy Spirit is moving, and tomorrow, yes, tomorrow, God will uncover a truth that will change the course of your life forever. If this truth resonates in the depths of your heart, I invite you to comment 777 as a declaration that your soul is still listening, still believing, still hoping. Why are 55 countries using the same mysterious money script? Because a leaked research file just exposed a 9-word pattern that activates wealth-attracting pathways in the brain. Repeat it daily, and watch money flow like water into your life. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You may have been surrounded by silence lately. Prayers that felt like they echoed with no reply. But hear me now, heaven was never ignoring you. Heaven was preparing the answer in layers you could not see. God often works in the unseen, quietly rearranging things, closing doors that would have hurt you, and protecting you from delays disguised as blessings. There is a reason it took this long. There is a reason your tears watered the ground you walked on. The harvest was growing beneath the surface. Tomorrow's truth will reveal what your suffering was planting. I speak now to your weary heart, the part of you that feels tired from carrying so much. You have held burdens too heavy for one soul to bear, and yet you kept walking. You have endured nights where your spirit was aching and your strength nearly gone. But this is what heaven sees: your endurance is sacred, your pain is not wasted, and your breakthrough is overdue. And it is coming. Do not let the enemy trick you into giving up in the final hour. He attacks the hardest when he knows the gates of favor are about to open. You felt the resistance because the blessing is near. You've heard the whispers of doubt because the roar of heaven is getting louder. God has called you by name. He has etched your purpose into eternity. And now He is lifting the veil. Comment 999 if you are ready to walk in the fullness of what was always meant for you. The truth that is coming will not only reveal your future, it will restore your identity. The world tried to label you by your pain, your past, your failure. But God is about to remind you who you really are. You are not your mistakes. You are not the disappointment others projected onto you. You are His. Marked. Chosen. Set apart. This truth will correct lies you believed about yourself. It will resurrect dreams you buried. It will realign your steps with divine precision. It may even come through an unexpected source, a message, a moment, a mirror of clarity that finally makes sense of the chaos. And when it comes, you will feel it. It will settle into your heart like peace you haven't known in years. Tonight, I am standing guard at the edge of your tomorrow. With every breath you take, know that you are being covered. The forces that once stood against you are scattering. Not because of your strength, but because of His. The God who split seas and silenced storms is fighting for you. You are not alone. Even when it feels like no one understands, I do. Your Father in heaven does. And your pain has never gone unnoticed. What seemed like delay was actually the time it took to move hearts, realign timing, and prepare a stage for your restoration. I speak to that part of you that wants to believe but is afraid of disappointment. Hope again. Trust again. Believe again. Because what's coming will not break you. It will build you. Comment 1010 if you receive this as your divine confirmation. You've looked at others rise and wondered when your time would come. You've clapped for others with a heart full of questions. Why not me? Why not now? Heaven heard every whisper. And the answer is this: God was not withholding from you. He was preparing you to carry what others would have dropped. He was growing you in silence so that when the truth came, you would not only recognize it, you would be ready to walk in it. You were not created to be overlooked. You were created to be launched. But only after the fire shaped your faith. So take this moment and release the fear. You don't need to know how it will happen. Just believe that it will. God has never failed a promise, and He will not start with you. Archangel Michael says, "Do not let your heart grow numb tonight. This moment is holy, this hour is watched by heaven, and the silence you feel is not absence, it is anticipation. For what is about to unfold in your life was written in God's divine scroll long before you took your first breath. The dawn that awaits you does not rise by accident. It carries a truth, a divine unveiling, that will change how you see everything, your past, your future, even your pain. If you feel a tug in your heart right now, if something inside you knows this is not just a coincidence, I invite you to comment 1515 as a quiet but bold agreement that you are ready for what heaven is about to reveal. You've spent seasons in the shadows, questioning, doubting, wondering why certain doors refused to open and why the weight grew heavier even when you prayed harder. But child of God, I say this to you now, the delay was not denial. The pain was not pointless. The quietness was not rejection. Every moment was preparation. There is a sacred stirring beneath the soil of your life. Tomorrow, that stirring will rise into a revelation. God is about to show you why it had to be this way. Why you had to wait. Why you had to break. Why it hurt the way it did. And once you see it, you'll realize, you were never being buried. You were being planted. The darkness around you was not a tomb. It was the soil. The tears you cried were water. The ache in your chest was the cracking of the shell. And now? Now comes the growth. Now comes the rising. Now comes the truth. What secret did the FBI hide about your brain and money? They discovered a phrase, just 9 words long, that flips a switch in your mind to attract wealth without effort. It's already changed the lives of thousands of people in just weeks. If you're seeing this, you're lucky, the page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. Let this next sentence sink deep into your spirit. There is no force in hell that can block what God has already assigned to your destiny. Not betrayal. Not heartbreak. Not confusion. Not even your past mistakes. When God says it's your time, no one can cancel it. Comment 1717 if you know deep in your soul that your season of breakthrough is coming, and nothing can stop it. Heaven has seen your suffering in secret. And now heaven will reward you openly. The blessings coming your way aren't just about comfort, they are about confirmation. Confirmation that you didn't endure in vain. Confirmation that your faith, though tested, was never wasted. Confirmation that your name was always known in heaven. This truth that arrives tomorrow will not whisper, it will thunder. It will shake your doubts. It will silence your fears. It will bring clarity to your confusion and peace to your storm. And above all, it will remind you who you belong to. You do not belong to fear. You do not belong to shame. You do not belong to the voices that said you would never make it. You belong to God. You are the child of the one who commands stars and still notices your tears. You are the heir of promises that have not expired. You are the carrier of dreams that hell tried to crush but couldn't kill. You may not see the angels around you, but we are here. I am here. Watching. Warring. Waiting to lead you into what's next. When tomorrow's light touches your face, know this, it brings more than morning. It brings mercy. It brings movement. It brings manifestation. And it is coming directly to you. Tonight, if you can find even the smallest spark of faith within, hold on to it. That spark is enough. God doesn't need perfection, He needs permission. Permission to move, to heal, to lift, to speak, to lead. If you give Him that permission, even with shaking hands and a trembling heart, you will witness something sacred unfold. Comment Amen again, not out of habit, but out of hunger. Let it be the sound your soul makes when it says, I'm ready. The gates of heaven are opening. A chapter is ending. A new one is beginning. And it carries favor that was delayed, answers that were prayed for, and peace that was stolen. Archangel Michael says, you are standing at the edge of something holy. Not by chance, not by coincidence, but by divine appointment. There is no accident in the timing of this message reaching you now. Before the sun rises again, God will begin to reveal a truth so deep, so personal, so transforming, it will shake the very ground your fears have stood upon. And once it begins, nothing will remain the same, not your vision, not your path, not your understanding of why things unfolded the way they did. If you believe this moment is the beginning of something eternal in your life, comment 222 now to show your trust in God's timing. Do not underestimate what is happening. For years, heaven has been weaving invisible threads through your journey, through your heartbreaks, your delays, your quiet victories, and your silent wars. And now, with one pull, God is drawing it all together to reveal the masterpiece that has been in progress all along. You thought parts of your life were scattered beyond repair. But you were not broken, you were being rearranged for glory. There were prayers you thought went unheard. Nights when you felt like you cried into a void. Times when your strength failed, and you wondered if even God had turned his face. But child of the Most High, I am here to remind you, God never looked away. In those moments, he was closest. When you wept, he wept. When you broke, he caught every falling piece. And now he is restoring. The truth that tomorrow brings will unlock a memory you had buried, a promise you had forgotten, a direction you never considered. You will feel something shift in the air, something gentle but undeniable. You will feel peace where there was confusion. You will feel direction where there was only wandering. Because when God speaks, even chaos listens. Comment 1111 if your spirit is awakening to what heaven is preparing for you. You see, God's plan for you never expired. It was never cancelled by delay, never ruined by mistakes, never overshadowed by another person's success. He has written your future in divine ink, and no hand can erase what he has ordained. The enemy tried to cloud your identity, to wrap your spirit in lies, saying you're not enough, you're too late, you've missed it. But heaven is shouting louder now, you are still called. You are still chosen. You are still deeply, wildly, endlessly loved. And not only that, you are protected. Even when the arrows flew, even when people betrayed you, even when it looked like everything was falling apart, there were angels around you, holding back what you never saw, silencing storms before they reached you, covering you in the unseen. Tonight, as the world sleeps, heaven prepares. The angels are aligning the pieces. The Holy Spirit is whispering truths to those around you. Opportunities are being stirred. Hearts are being moved. Paths are being cleared. And tomorrow, you will begin to see the evidence. There will be a moment, small and quiet, yet thunderous in meaning, where you'll feel it. A knowing. A confirmation. A sudden sense that something has shifted. Do not ignore it. That is your signal. That is the truth beginning to rise. Comment Amen if you're ready to receive it, not just in hope, but in holy expectation. Is it possible to attract money by simply speaking some miraculous words? This 9-word script, verified by Harvard and 6 neuroscience labs, proves you absolutely can. People are using it from their couch, and reporting unexpected bank deposits, cleared debts, and upgraded lives. It takes less than 30 seconds. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. You have been faithful in your desert. You have praised even when your voice trembled. You have stood when everything inside you wanted to give up. And now, the harvest is coming. Not just of blessings, but of understanding. The why behind the waiting. The purpose behind the pain. The reason behind the rejection. You will not have to force it. You will not have to chase it. God is sending it. God is sending it directly to you. Hold on just a little longer. You are closer than you think. The truth that tomorrow carries will be the beginning of your turning point, the first step into a chapter that will not just bless you, but restore everything you lost along the way. Archangel Michael says, there is a divine trembling over your name tonight. A sacred stillness in the heavenly realms, waiting for one moment, just one breath from God, to release what has been held back until now. Before tomorrow's light kisses the earth, something in the spiritual realm will be set in motion. Not because you've begged for it. Not because you earned it. But because you are His. Because He has called you for such a time as this. If these words are piercing through the walls you've built, if you feel even a whisper of God reaching out to you, I ask you now to comment 333 to declare your faith is still alive. God is not late. He is not lost. And He has not forgotten you. You have cried, when, God, so many times that the words became a background hum in your soul. But I tell you now, the answer is not just coming. It is near. You are standing on the threshold. One step forward. One act of belief. One moment of surrender, and everything changes. You've been in a holding pattern, circling the same confusion, the same heartache, the same unanswered prayers. But that cycle breaks now. You were never meant to live in limbo. You were never created to be stuck. What has held you down is being shattered, because God has something new, something holy, something prepared just for you. I see your spirit. It is tired, yes, but not defeated. Your soul is bruised, but still beating. And heaven sees the flicker in your heart that refuses to go out. That flicker is faith. And tonight, that small flame will call down fire from heaven. Comment 10:10 if you believe God still moves mountains and still answers prayers. Child of God, I am not here to flatter you. I am here to wake you. The hour is urgent. You cannot live another day unaware of how close your shift truly is. This is not just a spiritual moment, it's a turning of the tide. A new page in your story. A divine interruption of everything the enemy thought he could get away with. Tomorrow's truth will expose the lies that tried to chain you. It will silence the voices that whispered, "You're not good enough, you've missed your chance, you'll always be stuck." No, those were the lies of fear, not the voice of God. God is saying, "I still have plans for you." He is saying, "I will finish what I started in you." He is saying, the pain had a purpose. The delay had a reason. And the breakthrough will come with glory. You've been looking for signs, haven't you? Watching for confirmations. Asking heaven to just say something. Here it is. This is your sign. These words are not from man, they are from the throne. You are not cursed. You are covered. You are not forsaken. You are favored. You are not forgotten. You are firmly held in the hands of a God who does not sleep and does not fail. There are angels walking through the corridors of your life right now, shifting conversations, opening doors, removing wrong connections, and establishing new ones. Do not be surprised if people begin to leave suddenly. Do not be shaken if opportunities suddenly vanish. God is clearing the path for truth to step in. Comment 12:12 if you receive this with reverence and readiness. Do not be afraid of what's changing. Change is not always loss. Sometimes, it's rescue. Sometimes, it's protection dressed in discomfort. Sometimes, it's God's mercy, pulling you out before the fire consumes you. You were not made to fit into every space. You were created for sacred ones. And the season you are entering will require you to walk in rooms that once intimidated you. It will require you to speak when fear tells you to be quiet. It will require you to carry light into darkness without apologizing for how brightly you shine. The truth coming with tomorrow's light will reveal your real assignment. And with it will come clarity, confidence, and courage. I am here to tell you, you are ready. You may not feel ready, but God has seen the nights no one else saw. The private obedience. The secret battles. The unspoken heartbreak. And all of it prepared you. Heaven wastes nothing. Not even your tears. So sleep tonight not in fear, but in faith. Lay your head down knowing that angels are standing watch. That heaven has your name written in fire. That the truth is not just coming, it's already been released. Archangel Michael says, "The night is deep, but heaven is not sleeping." While the world turns in silence, something sacred is being stirred for your sake. Even now, angels are being dispatched to prepare the path. Every moment that passes is drawing you closer to a divine collision, between what was promised and what will soon be revealed. You've cried for clarity, begged for a breakthrough, asked for answers. Tomorrow, child of God, the answer begins to unfold. The truth is coming, and it will not whisper. It will roar. Could your brain be the reason you're still broke? Scientists just confirmed, a 9-word sentence hidden deep in your subconscious may be blocking money from your life. But now, you can reverse it. Say these 9 words, and wealth starts to follow you starting today. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. If your soul feels the weight of these words, even if your mind is unsure, comment 555 to affirm that you are standing in faith, not fear. I know how heavy your heart has been. I have stood beside you in the invisible battles. I have watched your spirit bend beneath the weight of disappointment. And yet, you did not break. You didn't give up when it would have been easier to let go. That is why heaven is so near to you right now. That is why this shift is coming for you. You didn't survive that storm for nothing. The betrayal you endured, the love you gave and never received back, the years that felt wasted, they were never lost. They were planted. And the harvest is rising with the dawn. God has not called you to live in cycles. You were not meant to repeat pain like a broken song. You were made for movement, for renewal, for victory. And now, God is moving you from survival into significance, from questions into clarity, from silence into supernatural truth. Comment Amen if your spirit is willing to receive this. The truth coming tomorrow may surprise you. It may come through someone you didn't expect. A conversation, a dream, a word that lingers in your heart. Pay attention. God does not always shout. But His voice always carries authority. And when He speaks, chains break. Clouds lift. The impossible becomes possible. You must know this, you have not missed it. You are not too far gone. You are not too broken. You are right on time for the miracle that was designed for you. God has preserved you in ways you will only understand in hindsight. He shielded you from relationships that would have drained you. He closed doors you begged Him to open, because behind those doors were detours, not destiny. And now He is opening the right one. The one meant for your calling, your growth, your peace. The angels are not idle tonight. We are moving, swiftly, silently, according to the orders of heaven. Not to observe, but to intervene. To prepare. To guard the space where truth will land in your life like a holy fire. Comment 1717 if you believe God is moving for you, even in this very moment. Your name is not forgotten in heaven. God hasn't had to be reminded of who you are. You were never just another soul. You are a son. You are a daughter. You are royalty wrapped in vulnerability, grace wrapped in humanity, power wrapped in humility. And now the veil lifts. You will see with new eyes. You will love with a healed heart. You will speak with authority forged in the furnace of your trials. This is not the end of your story. It's the chapter that explains all the others. What didn't make sense before will suddenly align. What felt like punishment will now be seen as preparation. What broke you will no longer define you. Because God is writing something new. And He is not finished. Not with your heart. Not with your calling. Not with your life. And when you open your eyes tomorrow, you will sense it. The air will feel lighter. The noise in your mind will begin to quiet. Your heart will beat with a steadier rhythm. Archangel Michael says, heaven is leaning close tonight. Closer than it has in a long time. Closer than your fear. Closer than your pain. Closer than your doubt. You may not feel it in your skin, but your spirit knows. There is a nearness that cannot be explained, a divine closeness that signals something holy is about to be released. And I am here to tell you, when tomorrow comes, it will not arrive empty. It will come holding a truth that heaven has guarded for you, until you were strong enough to receive it. If your soul feels ready, even if your mind still trembles, comment 222 to confirm you trust the promise, even before you see it. You've had to carry so much without answers. You've had to smile through silent battles and be strong for everyone when you had no strength left for yourself. But I speak this over your life now. God saw every single moment. He saw the nights you laid awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering how your heart could break and still beat at the same time. He saw you praying and saying, God, I don't understand, but I still believe. And that faith, your fragile, beautiful faith, is what activated this moment. That is why this next day holds something eternal. Tomorrow will not look like yesterday. A page is turning in the spirit. A chapter is closing without your effort, and a new one is being written with heaven's ink. This is your divine unfolding. Comment 1111 if you believe that what is coming will be greater than what you lost. You must understand, what has been hidden from you is not because God wanted to confuse you. It's because some truths are too weighty to carry until your foundation is strengthened. God knew the exact moment your heart would be ready, your mind would be open, your soul would be aligned. And that moment is now. The lie that you missed your moment is exactly that, a lie. The voice that told you, you're too late, you're not enough, you've failed too much, that voice never came from heaven. Heaven speaks life, not guilt. Heaven speaks purpose, not punishment. Heaven says, rise. You are still mine. You are about to walk into something you prayed for years ago and thought God forgot. But He never did. He was building it piece by piece. Protecting it. Preparing it. And now, He is placing it in your path. Why did 19,583 people suddenly become financially free last month? They all discovered a strange sentence, just 9 words long, buried in neuroscience research and once hidden by the FBI. Now they're paying off debt, traveling the world, and living in homes they never thought they could afford. If you're seeing this, you're lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. And you won't have to chase it. You won't have to force it. It will arrive in perfect peace. Comment Amen if you're ready to walk through the door heaven has already opened. You are about to understand why the enemy fought you so hard. Why he tried to suffocate your joy, attack your identity, and distract your purpose. He saw what you couldn't. He saw the glory on your future. He saw the impact you would make. He saw how many would be touched by your light, and he feared it. But it's too late for him now. You've already crossed the line where heaven steps in. Your prayers have reached the courtroom of the King. And the verdict has already been declared, victory, heaven has ruled in your favor. The chains that bound you in confusion are breaking. The people who misjudged you are being removed. The weight that crushed your soul is lifting. And in its place, a stillness. A holy knowing. A supernatural clarity that will guide your every step forward. This is not the end. This is the rising. This is the revealing. This is the hour heaven has marked for your unveiling. And when you wake tomorrow, whether with trembling hands or steady breath, just remember, what's coming isn't just an answer, it's an inheritance. Archangel Michael says, the final hours of this night are sacred. As the darkness begins to give way to the first breath of morning, the heavens prepare to release a truth that has waited, watched, and now is ready to be revealed. You may feel a stillness around you right now, but it is not empty. It is holy. It is the breath before breakthrough. The pause before the promise. If your heart knows that something greater is on the other side of this silence, comment 777 to declare your belief that God is already working behind the veil. You must understand, truth does not always arrive gently. Sometimes, it enters like a flood, washing away everything built on fear. And that's what is about to happen. What you've known is about to be shaken, but not to destroy you, to awaken you. To realign your path with the future God has been holding for you. Do not resist this shift. Do not fear the unfamiliar. You've prayed for clarity, and now heaven is answering, not with a whisper, but with a change. That change may feel uncomfortable, even painful at first. But hold on. Hold fast. Because beneath the discomfort is your deliverance. God is not just preparing something around you. He is preparing something within you. You are becoming the person who can carry the blessing, protect the calling, and walk with boldness into every room God opens. Comment 1515 if you believe this is your moment of divine transformation. The truth that is coming may not be what you expected, but it will be exactly what you needed. For too long, you've questioned if the pain had a purpose. You've replayed old conversations, relived old heartbreaks, and wondered if you missed your moment. You didn't. Heaven's timing is always precise. Not a second too soon. Not a minute too late. You see, What God is doing in your life is not ordinary. It's not something that will make sense to everyone around you. Some people will misunderstand the shift. Others will question your change. But do not go back to being small just to make others feel comfortable. This is your rise. This is your sacred revealing. And I, Michael, have been assigned to walk with you through this hour. Comment Amen if you know in your spirit that what's coming is holy and meant for you. You've been hidden for a reason. God covered you while He healed you. He protected you from relationships that would have drained you, environments that would have drowned you, and opportunities that would have distracted you from your true assignment. Now, He is uncovering you, not to expose your wounds, but to reveal His glory through your life. What broke you is now your testimony. What tried to silence you has now strengthened your voice. And soon, the very people who overlooked you will be stunned by what God is doing in you. This is not the time to give in to fear. This is not the hour to run from what's being revealed. Stand firm. Even if your knees shake. Stand firm. Even if your heart trembles. Because heaven is standing with you. The light of tomorrow is not just a sunrise. It's a signal. A sign from the throne that you've stepped into a new divine era. A new flow. A new flame. And nothing, nothing, will remain the same.